name is Persis, and guess what? I have the honor of hosting Mose today. So because today is anniversary Sunday, he's here to tell us a lot of good stories.
In 1986,
Go.
In 1989, Uncle Ben and Auntie Joy, that's the Reverend Canon Mugarura Mutana, were posted to St. Francis as chaplains. And when they got there, they were passionate about young people. So they got to St. Francis and started many initiatives that brought in young people. But one of those was Come Alive. Come Alive was a program for vacists. In 1996. That's when I joined Come Alive. I was in Come Alive 96. Please don't calculate. Don't calculate the age. So, challenge is that in 96, some of us were doing 5-year courses, and so when the 3-year group left, the leader looked at me and told me, "Take over." So I was left to lead about 2 or 3 people, and then in 2000. We got this grand vision of bringing back different people who had been involved in Come Alive to start a huge thing which we called Come Alive Ministries. Because there was already a Come Alive program, it was in conflict with what was going on, so we were asked to rename it, and we renamed it Worship Harvest. And the rest is history. Then in 2005 is when we got the conviction that Worship Harvest should become a church plant. We didn't know what we were doing, but we trusted God, and in 2006, April 2nd, that was very close to Fool's Day, very close. But on April 2nd, 2006, Sunday morning, we launched the church. At the time, we called it House of Praise, but later on, we went back to calling it Worship Harvest. And here we are, 13 locations, 14 going to be 15 by the end of June this year, and God is doing so many amazing things. So, yeah.
What have been the major shifts we've taken?
One, when we launched, because we launched as a music arts type of ministry, the first major shift really was establishing the musical culture. That's why we are a very musical church, because we did most of our ministry was through music and the arts. So major players at the time, people like Paulo Mugarura and others, Angela, and different people, Alan Chisitu, those people formed the foundation of the Worship Harvest music. Then in 2006, John Cato came and introduced to us the discipleship evangelism course by Andrew Mack. That was the second major shift, the understanding of God's grace, the message of God's grace, God's unconditional love. That has been a bedrock of what we do. That's why we say we are a movement of the gospel. Then in 2012, when we started trying out different discipleship systems, Tim Lindsay and Rebecca Lindsay came out there from Switzerland. They introduced us to the Mike Breen materials and the concept of missional communities and huddles and discipling language, shapes, circles, all of those things. That was a third major shift when we took that shift into being a discipling movement. And then recently, as recent as 2017, I feel like the fourth major shift came, and that's the shift towards leadership, where we're now being very intentional about creating a high leadership culture in all of Worship Harvest, because we know that we are going to need lots of leaders to accomplish the vision. And maybe somewhere along the way, there was the Church Begins on Monday message, where now we understood that it wasn't just about worshiping on Sunday, but what we do out on Monday. So,
what things have just stirred you up so much as along this journey?
One, the possibilities. Just to see the possibilities. When we started, the idea was to survive the first few weeks because everyone said we were not going to make it. But now to see that we are 13, 14 locations, going on 15, and planning on 1,000 locations. Well, the idea of the possibilities really excites me. The other thing that probably excites me more, is people. Just to see the people that are emerging. I mean, we were all really jokers, but that God has taken this bunch of jokers. And if you find a Worship Harvest leader taking themselves seriously, please slap them and tell them, get off your horse, you joker. So I really get excited when I see how people are evolving. I mean, Solome's allocation pastor, different people, Roxana, Angela, B3, Jeremy, ahead. We are taking the limits of what people could become, could do when they work with God in this ministry of worship harvest.
What painful things can you share with?
Again, the painful things have to do with people. The one probably that hurts me more is when people don't realize who they could become. When you see someone wasting their life, or someone dreaming small, or someone settling for a small thing in the world when the kingdom is offering this much.
What's the big picture ahead?
Now you're getting me excited. My favorite people in all of Worship Harvest are the missional community leaders. Let's take Upendo for example. They go to Naguru remand home. After 18 months of engagement, the numbers go down from 200 to 40 something. These people, kids who didn't have a hope, they are taken to school. Testimonies start being posted of those who are becoming teachers, those who are becoming something significant, and all of them meeting Christ in the process, because Christ is the centerpiece. And then these other things. Just one frontier, one missional community at Naguru remand home. And it is so impactful. Like, how do you take down the population of a remand home from 200 to 40 something in 18 months?
Yes.
So here is what the future looks like. Here's what excites me. Take that one story and multiply it by 10,000. The other day, Petros Zoe guys came to me. Petros Zoe is one of our missional committees from Worship Harvest Mukono. Petros Zoe, they have already registered as an NGO here. They are already registered as an organization in the US. They're already running a vocational school. They have big plans. They're going to schools and what. And I mean, for me, that's the thing that excites me, that what started as just a small missional committee is now becoming a global organization.
Wow.
And to think that all these missional committees right now, there are 124 missional committees, all have capacity to become global organizations. There are other things we engage with. Harvest Academy, yeah, that going places. We're already working on Harvest Tech, Harvest University, Harvest Finance, being a global financial institution that brings economic renewal. Harvest Institute, becoming the hub for developing leaders in Africa. And Harvest Health, yes, we are going to build a health facility that where people can receive both physical and spiritual healing.
What's most important right now?
So first of all, I have a great praise report.
Yeah.
We just finished the one campaign.
Yay!
And during the one campaign, 263 people who we have been able to register gave their lives to Jesus. That's bigger than all of 2018 salvations put together in Worship Harvest.
Yeah.
So what's most important right now, after prayer, we think God is asking us to continue with the one campaign.
Is there anything you'd specifically want to say?
Here's the two big words I want to say to you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of this vision. This whole thing can't work without everyone pulling their weight. And Worship Harvest people, you're the most generous people. Most generous with your time, most generous with your talent, most generous with your treasure, with your money. You've made it happen. And this is just the beginning. But I'm very excited about what God has been able to do through all of us together. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Mose.
You're welcome, pastors.
Happy ministry anniversary to you.